Yo, what going on? What going on? I am Jabo, and this is life, living it from experience. Um, I'm gonna be speaking on my first encounter with the R word, 4 letters. I was at RSP. Some of y'all might know that. Some of y'all might not. Um, that's Roger State Prison. Now, this was my first camp. This was the most scariest part of my life. When I say the most scariest part of my life, because I'm really not scared of a lot of stuff. You feel me? But this is my first scariest part of my life. When I first got to the camp, they got us off the Bluebird bus. We call it the Bluebird bus. When you come through intake and they send you to your dorms. This is the intake dorm. I was in an intake dorm for like 2 weeks. Right after that, they send you to your normal dorm, where you'll be spending your time incarcerated at. So a few people approached me, asked me where you from, this and that, third, what you affiliated with, and I told them. So after my 2 weeks in the intake dorm, I was sent upstairs to my personal dorm. Now, in this dorm, it is an open dormitory. It is not no cell house. None of that. Is an open dormitory. When you first walk in, you see the day room with the 2 tables. In between each dormitory, it's a glass where the officers be at. So you got downstairs on one side, downstairs on the other side. Then upstairs, you got upstairs on one side, upstairs on the other side. Downstairs on the right side is the intake dorm. The other 3 dorms is where they sent inmates to, and they can watch you from the booth. I don't care where you at. In the front, they can watch the first 2 rooms, and they can see the day room and the shower as well. The shower curtain is like 3 showers, and they all have shower curtains on them. But if you in the shower, you can see down inside the booth. It's 2 officers inside the booth. The first room they sent me to was upstairs, where the officers can see. The officers can't see the other 3 rooms. And inside each room, it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. It's 14 beds inside each room with locker boxes. And we have our own personal bathroom where the officers cannot see it. They can only see the beds. So I was sent to the first room right by the officer booth. And in my room, nobody was in there. I was told before I got to that prison, I was sent to Jackson Diagnostics. That's where they go through intake. Everybody at Jackson Diagnostics, they got permanents there, people that staying there for years. I didn't have that much time, 10 years. Some people say that's long, some people say it ain't. Me, myself, 10 years went by so fast, I forgot I was locked up 10 years. But Jackson Diagnostics is, where they do the blood work. You eat there as well, but they had a time limit of us eating. You gotta feed yourself for 5 minutes in the cafeteria. After you get your food, you got 5 minutes to eat. After 5 minutes, you gotta get up. I don't care if you ain't finished your food, none of that. After 5 minutes, when you sit down, you got 5 minutes to eat. Then you gotta get up, have the next people come in and eat. That was the wildest thing I experienced. Eating for 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes to eat. But back to Rogers State Prison. So I got tips on how to move while you're in prison. If you're affiliated, stay with your affiliation. They have something we call a rod. It's long. When you at home and you chopping up salad or you chopping up tomatoes and stuff, we had that in prison. We call it a rod. So for now, every time you hear me speak on a pick, I'm gonna call it a pick. So when I first got to the camp, they asked me, do I want to purchase a pick? You purchase a pick with commissary, honey buns, soups, chips, stuff like that. So when I got in the dorm, was nobody in my room. Nah. When a dude came in, his name was U. He was from Columbus, Georgia. They call him U. He came in, he like, what's up, man? I'm like, what's up, what's going on? He like, man, this your bed right here? I was like, yeah. So he like, watch out for your bunk mate. He kind of, he be testing a young man in prison. So I like, what you mean? He was like, so well, it seems like you got a honey bun and the Snickers on your bed already. Now, if you have a honey bun or Snickers on your bed, man, do not touch that honey bun or that Snickers on that bed. Throw it somewhere else. Get it off your bed. Because when you got a honey bun or Snickers on your bed, that means they trying to try you. If you eat that honey bun or that Snickers that's on your bed, whoever put it on your bed, they gonna want that back. You feel me? And I ain't talking about you getting it from commissary when it's time to go to the store. You feel me? Store call, they ain't gonna want it back like that. They gonna try to hit you with the R word, 4 letters. That's how they want that back. And I was told that already at Jackson Diagnostics, be careful when you go down that road. When you're going down that road, that means when you go to your next prison. So he was like, I already see you got a honey bun and Snickers on your bed. So I like, yeah, man, I heard about that, man. I don't want that. He like, you making the right choice. You making the right choice. Your bunkmate might have put that on your bed. So I slept on the top bunk. My bunkmate was on the bottom bunk. So I took that honey bun, that Snickers, and put it back on his pillow. That's when my roommate came in. So he was like, you put this on my bed? I like, yeah, bro, I ain't with that, bro. I don't want that, bro. I'm good. My family take care of me. You feel me? I got money on my books. I'm good. So he took that honey bun and that Snickers and put it right back on my bed. So I already knew I'm gonna have a problem already. So I ignored it. I put my stuff in my locker box, slapped it off my bed, made up my bed. So he was like, young man, you gonna take that honey bun and that Snickers. I like, man, I ain't taking nothing, bro. You ain't gonna make me take nothing. He's like, okay, you got that. So I go inside the day room where everybody else is at, cause I ain't feel comfortable in that room with him. He was a big, swole, cocky dude. You feel me? Me myself, I wasn't swole and cocky. I was just cut up. You feel me? You coming there, and he was like, "Man, look, you want to buy a pick?" I like, "Yeah, how much it costs?" He was like $8. So I gave him $8 worth of food out of my locker box. And it was already sharp and all that. Long, I say about 7 inches long with a handle on it. And it was sharp as a pencil. It was a long silver pick. And it was sharp as a pencil. So I had that. He like, "Don't let the officer see you with this. That's contraband. They gonna put you in a hole for that. So always keep your pick close to you. Never get caught without it. Unless the officer see it, throw that somewhere else so they won't claim it's yours. You won't go to the hole for it." So I like, all right, cool. So I'm already sleepy. But I'm walking around because my roommate is in my room right now. So I'm, getting to know everybody that's from Miami. I'm sitting down with them at the table. They playing dominoes. So they was telling me, they were asking me what room I'm in, what bed. So I told them what room I was in, room 1, bed 4. So they was like, bed 4? So they was like, "Hey man, your roommate, your bunkmate, he kind of, you know what I'm saying? He like doing things to young dudes and stuff like that. So be careful." I was like, "Yeah, I done ran into him already. Tried to put a honey bun Snickers on my bed. I wasn't going for it. He tried to put it back on there again. I slapped it off my bed. He said, 'I got that.' They was like, 'Nah, you ain't got that. You might have to protect yourself, man. If you need us, just call us.' I was like, all right, cool. I'm getting sleepy. It's count time. That's when all the officers out of the booth come into each dorm, and we got to stand by our beds and have them come around for counting until they finish. When they leave out the dorm, then we can move around. Or when they leave out your room, you can move around in your room, but you can't go in the hallway. So count time, they come in the dorm, we go to our room, stand by our bed. During count time, an officer passed by me. He said, "You knew?" I was like, "Yeah." And he looked at my bunkmate. He was like, boy. Hope you be safe in here, young man." I looked at my roommate licking his lips, and I'm not with that, bro. I'm like, man, I'm shaking. My pick is right between my belt buckle and my stomach. So I was like, man, I ain't with that. So they're like, all right. So everybody in the room, after they left our room, they went to other rooms to count. Okay. They leave out, go back in the booth. Then they go to different dorms and do the same thing in the other dorms. So everybody leave the room. And some people that's affiliated with what I was affiliated with come in a room. We dap each other up. They showing me love, giving me more food, more hygiene. They're like, you good around us, you feel me? And you need anything, just let us know. I like, that's the same thing these people from Miami just said. I like, okay. I might be able to deal with this. My first time incarcerated. I might be able to deal with this, except for my bunkmate. So they leave out the room. I get in my bed, got my boots still on, because I was always told, whatever you do, sleep with your boots, take a shower with your boots, or have your boots close by in the shower, have your pick close by. When you on the toilet, have your pick close by. when you in the shower, have your pit close by anywhere you go. So I haven't gotten in contact with my family yet. You know what I'm saying? I had to use somebody's horn, which is a phone. We call it a horn. Had to use somebody's horn to get out there to my family. But I wasn't able to do that yet. I just got to the camp. This is my first day. Less than 12 hours. So I get in the bed, throw my cover over me. I put my pickup under my pillow. And in front of my face on my bed is a screen. So you can see the hallway, everybody that passed by. You feel what I'm saying? Or you can see across the hallway, which is the other room. And you can see in a room as well, because it's like 4 to 6 screens on a wall. And everybody got a top bunk. They can see what's going on in the hallway. All that. People can poke their hands, their fingers through the screen, and they can touch your bed. So, I went to sleep. Nah, I'm asleep, but I'm not asleep because I'm not comfortable right now. This is my first camp. And I done heard about my bunkmate already. So I'm asleep, but I'm not asleep. But I'm up under my covers, my boots on, my pants on, my shirt on. I heard the door open. The door was closed at first. My room door. I heard it open. It made a little noise, you feel me? So I heard it open. My eyes open up a little bit. I hear moving in the room. I don't know who it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm minding my business, laying in my bed. My face is facing the hallway window. My back is towards whoever's behind me and my locker boxes and all that. So I see one of the dudes from Miami come to my window. And he whispered to me like, "Hey, your bunkmate in there. Your bunkmate in there. Be careful. If you gotta protect yourself, you got your pick." I was like, "Yeah." He like, "If you need us, we'll be close by." I'm like, "But then y'all say if I need y'all to holler for y'all." He was like, "Yeah, but if you need us, we close by." And I like blinking my eyes. And then that's when I know there's a lot of people from Miami was in the hallway. They're like, "Hey, if he try you, we're gonna run in there." I was like, "All right." So I'm still laying down. It got quiet in the room. They can't see behind me because I'm laying sideways and my face is in the window. But they're against the wall and they got their picks on them. So I grabbed my pick from up under my pillow and I held it tight. And I'm praying like, "Man, I hope this man don't bother me. I hope this man don't bother me." I'm praying in my head. It's quiet in the room. Quiet. Know that if your bunkmate sit on his bed, you'll feel the bed shaking. Cause the beds are not connected to the wall, they are connected to the floor. So I'm nervous. It's quiet, I'm nervous. I'm just sitting there for at least 5 to 15, something around that time. Cause this happened back in 2009. It's in black and white and everything. So the bed moved. So I'm guessing he's sitting down. And I just hear whispering going on. I look behind me, don't see nobody. So I'm guessing he's sitting below me on his bed. Okay. The bed move again. I don't know what's going on. I'm still kind of like, my eyes are drowsy. I'm still kind of sleepy from that long drive from Jackson Diagnostic to Rogers State Prison. We took the highway to get there. I couldn't sleep on the bus because I don't trust nobody. Anything can happen on the bus. Another inmate can break out his handcuffs and attack another inmate. It was that easy. And we are shackled with our hands in front of us, and they shackled together, and our legs are shackled as well. So you really can't move that much unless you break out your handcuffs. So my blanket moves a little bit. I'm laying still. I know this ain't me. My blanket moves a little bit, and one of them dudes from Miami in the window saying, that man is right behind you. But he whispered it. And I was like, I know. And I know he read my lips, because they started all moving towards the door of my room where I was located. My blanket moving a little bit. I don't feel nothing yet, but my blanket moving a little bit. And I pulled my pick out just enough to have some room just in case anything happened. And once I felt that man hand on my thigh, I got nervous and I swung my pick back. And when I swung my pick back, it landed somewhere on him because he screamed. When he screamed, that's when they ran in. When I looked back, my pick was in his eye. And to be exact, it was in his left eye. Now, it's gonna make sense at the end of this story. So, my pick was in his left eye. My hand was wrapped around the pick, and like I said, it was a handle on the pick, so my hand was wrapped around the pick. And when I swung back, it hit him in his eye. He started screaming, because I swung back hard. He started screaming. He let my thigh go, and it dragged me out the bed because my hand is still on the pick. And so he moved back screaming, and that's when you can see the officers hit a button. They hit a button, and you see red lights inside the booth. I felt like the officers knew what was going on, because when they came through for count, a man asked me, "Are you new here?" And I was like, "Yes." And he looked at my bunkmate, and he shook his head like he know what type of person my bunkmate is, and he don't care. You know what I'm saying? So I already felt like the officer knew what was going on. So it dragged me out the bed because my hand was still on the pick, and my pick was in his eye. So it dragged me out the bed, and it leaned me a little bit when I came out the bed. So I pushed him off, and my eyes went blank. When I said my eye went blank, I seen nothing but red. And that's when I grabbed him. And when I grabbed him, I jumped on him. Like, you know how your kids run up to you and they'll jump on you and wrap your legs around you? That's exactly what I did to him. And I wrapped my legs around him and grabbed him by his shirt and held on for dear long, boy. When I say dear long, and I start hitting him, I don't know how many times I hit him. I don't know exactly where I hit him at. All I remember was I blacked out, and my hand just kept swinging. All you hear was screaming. I don't know what happened to the dudes from Miami that were behind me. All I remember was me getting sprayed in my face, thrown to the ground, and now I'm getting tied up So I'm thinking these are the officers that's doing this. Okay. When I couldn't see nothing. Couldn't see nothing at all. And once I got outside, my eyes was burning badly because I got sprayed in the face by the officers. And they had me in the air. And it was sunny outside. It was still sun outside. I couldn't see that good. All I seen was blurriness, but I tried to open my eyes because I was like, what's going on? What's going on? They're like, shut up, shut up, shut up. That's all you can hear. And shut up, shut up, shut up. So they walked me to the hole. They was walking, I was off the ground. They walked me to the hole. I know because I heard the gate open. And they was like, what room he going to? And they was like, he going upstairs. The hole is built just like the intake dorm, with an officer in the booth, four different big rooms on each side. But you in the hole by yourself. Some inmates are in the hole with another inmate. Some inmates are in the hole by themselves. So I was placed on a bed, but the bed didn't have no mattress at first. It was a big metal bed connected to the wall. I was placed on the bed. They didn't throw me on the bed. They placed me on the bed. They untied me. They left out. I'm sitting there feeling around trying to see where I'm at. I was like, is anybody in here? Nobody said nothing. Okay. I feel a sink. First I felt the toilet. Then I felt the sink. I felt a door. I know this is only one bed in here because I was feeling around. It got a locker box in there. It got a table in there that's connected to a chair. It has a window as well. And it has a vent on the back of the wall where it got little holes in it. And you can talk to people through the vent on each side of the room. So I feel for the sink. I feel for the knobs. Turn the water on. They got hot water, cold water. I turn the cold water on. I'm wiping my face off. My eyes still burning. Wiping my face off. I didn't have no towel, no nothing but my shirt. But my shirt felt sticky. I don't know what it was at first, but it felt sticky. So what I'm doing is I'm washing my face with cold water, trying to clean my eyes. I felt my shirt, it felt sticky, so I felt the back of my shirt it wasn't sticky yet. So I moved my shirt around to the front of my face, start wiping my face. I'm seeing a little bit, just a little bit. I see blood all on my shirt. Took my shirt off, trying to feel if I'm bleeding. I wasn't bleeding. So I was like, okay. So somebody was yelling in the vent, who just came in? Who just came in? And I was like, this Jit, my name Jit. They're like, where you from? I was like, I'm from Miami. They was like, man, you know you just got carried in here by 6 officers, hog-tied? I was like, nah, I couldn't see. What you do? I was like, man, my roommate tried to hit me with the R word, 4 letters. I told him exactly what it was, but I'm telling y'all it was different. I said my uncle tried to, I'm not my uncle, but my roommate tried to hit me with the R word, 4 letters. They was like, dang, what'd you do to him? I blacked out, and I just started swinging my pick, They were like, dang, bro. Hey, man, you ain't gonna get your food, nothing like that. For a minute, you got commissary started talking to me. So the other dude on the other side, he was from Miami. He like, who from Miami? I like, me. He like, what part of Miami you from? So I like, I'm from Brown Sub. So he was telling me that he was from Scott Projects. Everybody tell me they from Miami, you know. I don't be sweating it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting on the bed. Now I'm looking around my room. It's a door right next when you first come in the door. The sink is on your right hand side. The toilet is right next to the sink. Your bed is right next to the toilet. In front of your bed is a locker box on the wall. It's a table that's connected to a chair. And you got the window where you can see this long field where they got fruits and vegetables being grown at. I don't know what that is. I ain't been out there yet. And up under the window is the vent, the long vent on the back. Now, some vents have holes at the bottom of it. Some vents don't. But all the vents is connected in each room. And they got little holes in it. Little holes that you can speak through. And you can talk to people on different sides. So, I'm sitting there. I'm wondering what's going on. I'm nervous. I'm scared because I don't know what just happened. I blanked out. All I remember was my thigh getting touched, me swinging my pick back. It landed in the man's left eye, and me pushing him off, and me get to swinging my pick. That's all I remember. After that, I could feel him grabbing my legs, my chest on the floor, my face on the floor. Somebody, whatever foot or whatever is on the back of my head, so I won't move my face, and I'm getting tied up. At first, I thought it was other inmates, but it wasn't the inmates, officers. Then I felt myself coming outside because the sun hit my face burning. I felt myself come outside and heard the gate open. That's me leaving the gate, going into somewhere else, and another gate open, me entering the gate. I can hear it, but I can't see that well. Everything is blurry. My eyes are brown. Everything is blurry. I can't see that well. I sat there for a minute, looking at the window, pacing back and forth in the room. So there was like, in prison, we call officers 12. Or my affiliation, we call them something else. But I'm going to say 12. So they're like 12 on the floor, 12 on the floor. So it's on the door, it's a glass, a plexiglass, and behind that plexiglass is holes on a plexiglass, and it's a sliding part where the officer can see you in your room and all that, and they can talk to you through that. At the top of the door is also square holes at the top of the door. You follow what I'm saying? So you can get some air through the outside of the other side, what's on the other side of that door. You can hear people talking. You can hear the orderlies, and the orderly is somebody that's registered for that dorm. Another inmate who registered for that dorm. They feed you, all that. It's a flap at the bottom of the door that opens and closes. You can stick your hand out, all that, when the flap is open, but they can lock the flap just like they can lock the plexiglass, the metal part that goes on the plexiglass, and they can see inside your room and all that. But the flap at the bottom is where they tell you to put your hands behind your back, stick your hands through the flap. They put handcuffs on you. That's mandatory for them to do before they open their door, unless you're getting out the hole to go to another dormitory. So officers come to my door. They was like, Davis. I was like, yeah. They opened the flap at the bottom of the door. Put your hand behind your back. I was like, for what? What happened? They're like, just put your hand behind your back. We coming to bring you your commissary, your personal items, all that. So I like, all right. And we're going to explain to you what happened. So I like, all right. So I put my hand behind my back. They put the handcuffs on me, but this time the handcuffs are tight. I can't feel my hands no more. The handcuffs are tight. And I like, man, I can't feel my hands. They're like, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. We don't want you to move. Now walk back towards the window. So like when I'm walking backwards towards the window, my back against the window, my face is facing the door. So they open the door. They're like, where your shirt at? I like, it's right down the floor. They was like, oh, okay. So they bring me my property in, which had my food, commissary, all that. My hygiene, paperwork from when I was at the county jail. So they bring all that in. Nah, it was 3 officers. 2 was lieutenants. We call them LT. 1 was a female officer. That's a female officer that works inside the booth. So the LT said, you know what you in here for? I said, man, I really don't know what happened. I really don't remember what happened. So they started laughing. I like, what's so funny? They said, you might be catching another charge, but we're going to review the cameras. We don't know what's going on. I said, another charge for what? They was like, you stabbed the inmate. They're like, you remember who the inmate was? I said, my bunkmate, I think. They was like, yeah. So the female officer, her last name was Miss Davis as well. She's like, hey, how you doing? My name is Miss Davis. You're in here for aggravated assault on another inmate. You might have to go to court, outside court, and you might be getting charged with another charge. So it might add on to your sentence you already have. So I'm like, man, really? So they was like, yeah, you stabbed another inmate. We don't know if it was self-defense or not. I said, it was self-defense, man. He tried to order me 4 letters. So they was like, we don't know yet. We're just going by what you say. He's not talking right now. He has been airlifted. Now, airlifted is when the helicopter comes to your prison in a field. It's a big field in the middle of everything at the prison. And, they come through with a stretcher, put the inmates on the stretcher, take them out on a helicopter and take them to the hospital. So that's airlift. So they're like, he has been airlift off this ground. We don't know what's going on yet, but we're bringing you your stuff. You need anything? Knock on the door. Ring. It's a button next to the door. They're like, press this button if you need anything, and it's a speaker right next to the button. You can communicate to the officers in the booth. So I was like, okay. They was like, we feed dinner tonight around 6. So I was like, okay. So they close the door. I go back they said, come back to the door so we take their handcuffs off because I know they tight on you. You don't sound like you're going to be a problem. I was like, nah, ain't going to be no problem. So they take the handcuffs off me. Now, the dudes that's in the vent from Miami, he's like, man, you all right over there? You got your stuff? I was like, yeah. They're like, yeah, man, we heard what happened, man. We be listening to everybody that come in here. You know what I'm saying? Just see what they in here for. And was it self-defense? I was like, man, it was self-defense, man. He tried to get me. I wasn't going for it, man. I was like, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm young. They was like, how old you is? I was like, I'm 18. They were like, oh, yeah, you young. How much time you got? I said, 10 years. What you locked up for? Armed robbery. They was like, dang, man. Yeah, you gonna do some time. They might give you some extra time on that. They might give you an extra 10, 20 years for that body. I like, what body? They're like, man, you just stabbed somebody. They said that he wasn't breathing. They airlifted him. So you might get some more time. So now I'm more nervous because I won't be seeing my family for another 10 years, 20 to 30 years now. I don't know about if they have visitation. I don't know about none of that. because I haven't speak to my family, none of that. You feel me? I had visitation in the county jail. I didn't have visitation at Jackson Diagnostics. So I'm putting my commissary up inside my locker box, putting everything up. Boom. They told me to go back to the back of the door, the window. I go back to the back of the window, with my back against the window. The orderly bring me a mattress, and the mattress is like a soft mattress. You know what I'm saying? It fits your bed frame. Bring me a pillow, pillowcase, 2 sheets, a blanket, and that was it. So they closed the door. They said we're going to feed in about 15, 20 minutes. I said, okay, cool. So put my bed down, make up my bed, lay down in my bed. Get up. Now it's time to eat. The worst food you can eat in prison, man. They don't even give you that much when you inside the hole. You feel what I'm saying? They don't feed you good when you inside the hole. You get twice as less food that everybody else get on the compound, which is on the outside of the hole, because everybody walk to the cafeteria, get their food through the little flaps, and they eat at the table. Now, while you in prison, it's not like Jackson Diagnostics, you got 5 minutes to eat. Nah. You can eat, they give you 15 minutes to eat. You feel what I'm saying? Until the next dormitory come in and it's time for them to eat. In the hole, you got 30 minutes to an hour to eat. They're gonna come around with these thick trays. Each tray have slots on them, and they got different type of variety of food. Some of them might have snacks like a cake or cookies. You know what I'm saying? The inmates are cooking the food as well. You feel what I'm saying? So I come through with my food. I forgot what I had, but it wasn't that much food. So I eat my food. I still got food inside my locker box. For us to eat our soups and everything like that, while you're in a hole, you gotta use the hot water from the sink to cook your. You might have a bowl, you might not. You got a bowl, you lucky. If not, you gotta pour water and you gotta crunch up your soups, pour water inside the bag where the soups is at, and you gotta tie the bag up. It's like a pocket. We call it a pocket. You gotta tie the bag up in like a small little bag when your soups came in, and you gotta wrap it around a towel to keep it warm and let it cook like that. That's how we used to eat our food while you in the hole. But I had a bowl, had a spoon, I had a cup. I was drinking either Kool-Aid that day or water. I think it was water. I had Kool-Aid in my locker box. I think it was water. Get the water, the cold water from the faucet. All you can do in the hole is read books, communicate with people through the vent, sleep, work out, eat everything in your locker box. You feel what I'm saying? Until it's time to go to the store again. Okay, while you in a hole, you don't go to the store like everybody else go to the store. 'Cause on the compound, they come through with a paper. It says store sheet. And dang. It stays store sheet, and they got all the commissary on the store sheet. As far as food, hygiene, writing materials, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I had some money on my book, because your book is called, it's not a regular book that you open and read. Your book is where your family can send money from the outside to you, and you can purchase stuff from the store as far as your commissary. So I say about a week went by. And I seen these men dressed in black suits. I was looking through the top of the door, like I said, where the square hole was at, because they said, the feds in here, feds in here. I like, what? So I'm looking I climbed on the toilet to climb on the sink. And you can have your feet on the sink, and you can have your elbows inside the window at the top of the door. You can be looking out there. So I'm looking out there, you trying to see what's going on. They come straight to me. Davis, your name such and such Davis? I was like, yeah. All right, you can get your ass down. We don't need you up here. We need to make sure these inmates can't see. We need to close these up here, these little square holes up here, so they can't see out here. And one officer said, yeah, we trying to get that done. We trying to get that done for the hole. So he like, put your hand behind your back through the flap. So I put my hand behind my back through the flap. They put me in handcuffs again. So I go to the back of the wall. My back against the wall. They're like, nah, sit on your bed. So I sit on my bed. So they come in and they bum rush the room just to see what I was gonna do. I just sat there looking crazy. My eyes feel better. They're not brown anymore. They feel better. So it was like four dudes came in there with black suits on, ties and all that. So I was like, y'all the feds? They was like, yeah. How you know? I said, I heard it through the vent. They was like, well, you shouldn't listen to everything you hear. But yeah, we here because you assaulted another inmate with a pick. They didn't say pick, but you know, that's how I'm gonna give it to y'all. So you assaulted another inmate with a pick. I was like, yeah. How do you plead? I said, I plead guilty. So, you know you did. I said, yeah, that's why I'm in the hole. Why is y'all, what's up? They're like, well, we are here because the inmate you assaulted did not make it. So now I'm shaking, my hand shaking, but the cuffs on me is not tight now, but my hand shaking. So I was like, what you mean he didn't make it? So they was like, no, he didn't make it. You know, he did. I was like, for real? Dang. So they was like, I was like, well, where did I hit him at? You hit him all in his face and his neck 40 times. I was like, really? They're like, you don't remember? I said, nah, I blacked out after he tried to touch me. Because I heard about him already. And he was my bunk mate. He tried to touch me and I blacked out and I attacked him. It was self-defense. They was like, well, we're going to go to this dorm. We're going to review these cameras. If it wasn't self-defense, you go into an outside court and we're going to make sure you get 20 years added to your sentence. So I was like, okay, and if it's self-defense, then what happened? They're like, if it's self-defense, we're going to come back and talk to you and let you know we reviewed the cameras and you're not going to get charged. I was like, does the camera show my room? They was like, we're going to see when we go back to the booth. Because we just came from that way. Talking to the officers that worked the exact same day. So I was like, okay. So they leave. So now everybody yelling at me, say Jit, you all right over there? I was like, yeah, I'm good, bro. Cause I done started communicating with people now since I've been in the hole. Been in the hole for like a week or two. I done started communicating with people on each side of the room. So they're like, boy, you had the feds in there, boy, you snitching? I was like, nah, I just told them the truth. They're like, yeah, you might as well, because if they find out that you lying, it's going to get worse for you. So, you know what I'm saying? It's always good to tell the truth, young man. I like, appreciate that. So, a whole day go by. Now, it's dinner time. I don't get my tray. I don't get my tray. Everybody else get their tray and stuff from me. I'm like, hey man, where my food at? Why you walk past my door and give me no tray? They're like, the officer said not to feed you. I said, what? The officer said not to feed you. I was like, what? He said, you ain't hear me? I said, yeah, I heard you, but I'm like, what? So I pressed the button. The officer not saying nothing on the intercom that's in my room. Keep pressing the button, keep pressing the button. Banging on the door, banging on the door. Now I'm mad. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm kicking the door. I'm kicking the door. Banging on the door, pressing the button. The officer's not coming. So the officer come to my door. He's like, what's wrong with you? I said, why I'm not getting fed? He's like, special sources said not to feed you right now. We gonna feed you, but not right now. They reviewing the cameras. After they review the camera, they gonna bring you your tray. So I was like, what? Then he was like, they gonna bring you your tray. I said, man, all right. I got food in my locker box, but I'm trying to save that food while I'm in the hole and eat the food that they give me. Because I don't know how long I'm being in this hole. This ain't my first time being in a hole. I was in a hole in the county jail. So this not my first time being in a hole. So I'm like, all right. So the orderly come back to the door. He like, hey man, I heard you was affiliated with such. I like, yeah. He like, oh yeah, you my homie, you my homie. What's up, homie? What poppin' and all that? I like, yeah, I'm good. They're like, hey man, I might give you this tray anyways. When they come in, they hide the tray up under the bed so they won't see it. You get fed twice when they feed you again. Then after that, give me the trays when it's time for me to pick up trays. Give me both trays. So he snuck the tray in there. Matter of fact, he snuck 2 trays in there. I ate, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, it's on the floor. So I was already filling my food, so I stacked my trays together, put them up under my bed. It's a wall that they can't see. That wall is where the sink and the toilet at, and my bed is right there. So I hid the trays. So they come in there. They're like, why you got 2 trays in here already? You ate? I was like, nah, I ain't ate. Them trays were from yesterday. I ain't feel like getting up, going to the flap, and giving the man my tray. I was too sleepy after I ate. They was like, oh, okay. So they brought me a tray. So they're like, sit down. They ain't put no handcuffs on me. They're like, sit down. I was like, okay. So they talked to me. They was like, we reviewed the cameras. I was like, did y'all see it was self-defense? They was like, listen here, young man. That's when I got nervous. They didn't answer my question. But that's when I got nervous. Like, they ain't gonna answer my question. I was like, dang. They ain't see the cameras ready. So in my head, I'm nervous. You feel me? So I'm like, dang. So there's like, we saw that it was self-defense. We saw that also that same inmate that you did that to attack multiple inmates before you came in that dormitory. And that's been going on for plenty of years. And none of the inmates reported that. I don't know if they were scared because he was a big guy. He was muscular. And he had a life sentence. So in my head, I'm like, I only have 10 years. So why is they placing me in a dormitory with somebody that has a life sentence? That's never going home. That was crazy to me. So I was like, he had a life sentence? They're like, yeah, he was never going home. And everybody he did that to, they never reported to the officer. And if they did, the officer said they didn't see it on the camera. What happened was, I found out the officer that was inside the booth that day, he grew up with the dude that tried to oral me 4 letters. So whatever the dude did in the dormitory, they like, sometimes he'll cut the camera off so it won't be reviewed, or sometimes he'll let it go. If an inmate said something to him, he act like he was gonna do something, didn't do nothing to the inmate. So there's like, what we're gonna do is that officer is getting fired and getting prosecuted as well. You're not gonna get charged. My shoulders are up like this the whole time. When they said I wasn't getting charged, boy, it felt like a relief. I was like, oh, I couldn't see 30 years in prison. Man, I couldn't see 30 years. I couldn't even see 10 years in prison. But man, I did that thing solid. And it was like, there's like, you're not, it's going to be in black and white. This charge is going to be in black and white, but you're not going to get charged for it. It is going to be in your records, but you're not going to get charged for it. Consider this your first body in prison. Protect yourself as much as you can. Don't get into no more trouble. Don't stare at nobody else. If we self-defense it, we're going to let you go. If not, you're going to get more time. And this charge right here that we're taking away from you, it's going to be added. So be on your P's and Q's. I was like, all right. So they left out. Get this man another tray. Gave me 2 more trays. And I ate good that day. I ate better than anybody else in the I ate better than anybody else on the compound that was in the hole. So he like, homie, you good? I was like, yeah. He like, man, you need anything, man? I got you. I was like, all right. So eat my food, smiling. Everybody in the vent, they're like, man, we heard that thing. We heard that, man. Boy, 40 times? You hit that boy 40 times? I like, man, I don't even remember. Now I'm young. I'm 18. Now I'm hyping myself up like, man, I can't be touched on this compound. I can't be touched on this compound. Ain't nobody gonna mess with me. Ain't nobody gonna mess with me. You know how it is when you're young and that your adrenaline just pumping. Like, man, nobody gonna mess with me, man. My affiliation on this compound, man. People from Miami on this compound. I'm gonna be straight. So I ate my food, sat down, I started writing my family. But while you in the hole, your mail don't really go out sometimes. You feel me? Like, it don't reach your family. They don't send it out. Once the people in the front where your mail go out to, so they can take it to the mailbox or the mail office, and they gotta ship it to a USPS facility. Sometimes your mail don't go out when you're in the hole. Be aware of that. Sometimes your mail don't go out when you're in the hole. So I'm writing my family. I was in there for another 2 weeks. Also come to my door. They come in telling people they already got the hole. They going to different doors. Also come to my door. They said, Davis. I was like, yeah. They said, you going to the fast track. The fast track is on the other side of the prison. But this time, you in an open dormitory for real. As in, they say you going to H building, fast track. I said, what that say? It's on the other side of the prison. Pack your stuff. You'll be out in 15 minutes. I said, okay. So now everybody's screaming, hey, Jit, say 305, you getting out? I was like, yeah, where you going to? H building, fast track. Oh, you straight up there? Boy, the females up there. Boy, they fucking with you and everything. Boy, they bringing everything again for you up there. You good up there? You good up there? That's all you get hearing. I'm like, all right, bet, appreciate that. Hey, you might bump into somebody from Miami, they got a horn. Call your family and all that. I was like, all right, appreciate it. So I packed my stuff up, you know what I'm saying? I leave at the hole. So now I'm walking in a straight line with everybody else, going to different dormitories. I get inside H building. When you walk in H building, the door, okay? On the other side of H building, because the sidewalk between each building, on a fast track, you got G building, you got H building. And it's a field where they got a basketball court, 2 basketball courts, full courts. They got a dip bar, pull-up bar, out there, and they got a little space so you can like play football and all that. So I'm walking towards H, but there's a gate you gotta go through, and then they got another gate to your right hand side. You can go to the field with like you know what I'm saying, the weights, not the weights. I'm telling a lie. Where the pull up bar and the dip bar is at, and on that field also, like I said, basketball court or a volleyball court as well out there, like a nice little field. But on the left hand side at the door, they take you inside H building. So when you first walk in, there's a big booth in the middle of the floor, a big booth, long booth. And on each side, it's 2 dormitories on this side, 2 dormitories on your right side. So in each dormitory is a big old space in each room. They got bunk beds lined up going all the way across on each side, and then on the other side is like beds lined up across it. So it's like 48 people in this dorm. On the front side is the TV room. They got the TV in there on the wall. They got a little bench you can sit down, table you can sit down, 2 tables you can sit down in there, 2 benches. In the back of the dormitory or in the back, they have a shower. This is where you share showers with everybody else. Like somebody's gonna walk in the shower and they can see you taking the shower, unless you make a curtain. You know what I'm saying? And it's a window facing the shower too, so when you're in the shower, anybody can see you. You feel what I'm saying? Unless you cover that window up with a curtain, or you cover the entrance of going in the shower, because 4 shower heads in there with 4 knobs and a place you can put your soap at. Across from the showers, it's a wall. It's like a little small entrance, like a door, but it's not a door right there. It's like a little entrance you can walk in, go around the wall, take you a shower. Across from that is where 4 toilets at, and between each toilet is a wall. So when you sit down, the wall come up to your neck. When you sit down, nobody can't see what you're doing behind that wall. And on the side of them 4 toilets is 4 sinks with 4 mirrors, and it's a window right there as well. You can see everybody brushing their teeth and everything like that. And we all got to keep the dormitory clean. You feel what I'm saying? Between each bed, the bunk beds is locker boxes. If you're on the bottom bed, you got your own locker box. If you're on the top bed, you got your locker box on top of his locker box. Cause your bed on top of his bed. So it's like beds, locker boxes, bed, locker box, all the way around the whole room. But there's 4 dormitories, inside this big building, and it's a booth where the officers go at, walk around. It's like 2 or 3 officers that's in this booth that controls the buttons on the door. They pop doors for you, all that. In the back of the building is where you get your commissary at. It's like a little window when you walk in. It's a window it's a door right there first, where they go, the people from the free world, which is people that's not incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? People that work outside of the prison. We call them free world people. The free world people come in through that door. They do their commissary. So when it's time to go to the store every week, you get them your ID card. You get in your paperwork, and they look to see if you got money on your account or not. And I was like I said, money on your books, money on your account, so they can give you a commissary. Next to that is a counselor office. Everybody that's in that building has that same counselor. So you can talk to that, come in there, talk to that counselor. On the other side of the counselor office is a barber shop. So it's 3 inmates inside that barber shop that cut hair. They either cut your hair with clippers, or how we did it in prison, razors. You got a razor, you take the little thing off the razor, you take the razor out, and you line people's head up. They could put it on a comb, and that's how they blend in your head, like getting you fades and stuff like that, and line your beard up, and they take the razor off the comb and they line your head up. Across from there is empty empty room. That's when they have their little events going on at, or people that's, slow, they have that for them. You know what I'm saying? Then on that side or that wall, it's a bathroom. That's the back of the prison. I mean, the back of the building where you located at that prison. So I go inside my dormitory. Now I got a bottom bunk. I come in my dormitory. I go around a little curve and go in the back. Now, my bed is a bottom bunk. My bunk mate was this dude named Mactown. Mactown is people that's from Macon, Georgia. Call him Mactown. Short dude, brown skin. He had a horn. So I set my stuff up in my locker box. The orderly from the hole come to the dormitory, letting everybody know that I was affiliated with, let them know what I was, this and the third. I'm from Miami, this and the third. Y'all make sure bruh straight. Bruh just almost caught a charge. Y'all remember what happened a couple weeks ago. Tell me the whole story, what I've been through. So they're like, all right, yeah, that's the one that's the one on you don't want to mess with. That's the one that got somebody airlift, and we ain't had nobody airlift in a long time. So I'm just listening to them like, damn, they tell your business and everything. Even your own brothers tell your business and everything. So I was like, all right. So, I'm dapping everybody up. What's going on? But I also stayed in myself at all times. That's how I just was, staying in myself. You got to stay to yourself. You feel me? I don't care if you're affiliated or not. You got to stay to yourself. You think if you don't stay to yourself, when it's time for something to jump off, if you don't ride with your brothers, they going to hit you with their pick. They going to jump you and hit you with their pick, or they going to send you to the hole and you can't come back on the compound. So I made my bed up military style, as in put your first sheet on your bed, put your pillow on your pillowcase. Then you got another sheet you put on your bed. At the top of your bed, you got to fold it back 6 inches. Then put your blanket down on top of your bed, and then fold your sheet on your blanket again 6 inches, and cuff your bed. That's military style. And when they have inspection, you have to be dressed all the way. Your shirt and your pants, your belt on, your boots on. Some people have no boot profile. That mean they feet bad, and they can walk around in their shower shoes or the sneakers, tennis shoes that they give you, or that your family can send you. You feel me? So that's the inspection they come through. Each dorm, bathroom gotta be clean. The area gotta be clean where y'all sleep at. They give you bleach and all that. Now, I put my stuff up. My bunkmate let me use his horn. So that I'm calling my family. You know what I'm saying? Let them know where I'm at. Let them know I'm good. I never told my family what was going on. You feel me? I never told my family what was going on. You feel what I'm saying? I kept that to myself. I didn't want them to worry. You feel me? I already know how my old girl is. If y'all know the old girl is down here in Miami, we call that our mom. Old girl, your old boy, your dad. You feel what I'm saying? So I already knew how my old girl was. I already knew how my little brother was. They was already worried that I was locked up. Family was worried that I was locked up. So I ain't want to put that stress on them. You feel me? All this I just told y'all is in black and white. You feel what I'm saying? So I have no worries at all. But go on my dormitory, I use the horn, call my family, talk to them and stuff like that, let them know I'm good. Let them know what camp I was. They're like, ooh, you 5-6 hours away from us. You might not get a visit. Why? Can you get visitation now? I like, yeah, but I don't know how visitation is. So my bunkmate was like, "Oh man, visitation is sweet. Your family come in, y'all sit at the little table, y'all can touch each other, y'all can hold each other. It's not behind no glass. They can go to the vending machines, buy food and all that at the vending machines. You take pictures with your family. You gotta order that from when you go to visitation. Before you get to visitation, you gotta order your pictures. They do all that in visitation, man. I like, all right, cool. So I'm letting them know what's going on, but I never got to visit at that camp. You feel me? So, I finished talking to him, and you know, the whole time I was there, you know, I ain't had no problems really. Going outside, working out, getting a haircut every week, going to the store, I ain't had no problems really. You feel me? But on my next video, I'm gonna be speaking about another situation at that same camp, RSP, Roger State Prison. My videos be based on trying to motivate the younger generation not to go down the same route I went to. You feel me? Not following my footsteps. They might not know me, but them listening to these videos, it's gonna bring some type of support, some motivation. Like, oh, I don't want to go through what he went through. Oh, I don't want to see prison. I like for the younger generation to stay out these streets, see something different. You feel me? I am Jabo. This is life, living it from experience. We also will be talking about how I lost my vision in prison as well. I like for y'all to like, share, comment on my platform, and also subscribe, man. I really just want to make money on here to pay for LASIK surgery. That's all I really got to say. That was just a bad experience for me for the first time that I went through, and I had to protect myself, self-defense. I ain't gonna lie, at first, when I got incarcerated, going through JASIC diagnostics, I was nervous, I was scared, but I got used to it. I was 17 years old when I first got locked up for armed robbery, and I did 10 years. I'm gonna keep stressing that. I just want y'all to share this video, man. On my platform, I don't allow kids to see what I be saying, but I would like for y'all to share this with y'all kids. Keep y'all kids out of trouble. If this gonna help y'all kids stay out of trouble, man, I really appreciate that. But really, I just want my vision back. You know what I'm saying? God is my vision. He helps me every day. I don't allow this to hinder me, stop me from doing what I want to do, finding a job, all that. You feel me? I don't like people feeling sorry for me because I put myself in that predicament. If I would have never went to prison, I would have never lost my vision. But like I said, man, I am Jabo, man. I like for y'all to like, comment, and share this video. And hit that subscribe button, man. And allow others to do the same thing. Thank you for the support. Love.